What's our brother present over the weekend? It's a batty. Surface gauge, surface door. See what this is. Presley.
There you go, got a fucking smile out.
Oh my god. Don't like that. Smiling. Don't like smiling. Not for me. Right then, today it's time to raise the pot on the 180, get it up in the air a little bit. We need to make sure that it goes up square. And we're having to do this with some bottle jacks. As I said before, because the machine itself, when it got built, didn't come with the bottle jack. It didn't come with the hydraulic jacks that the 120 did, and doesn't have the buttons to raise it up and down. So we've got to wait for the pot to chill off a bit. The machines are on timers, so when we come in first thing in the morning, the pots have already melted out. So they're about 420 degrees. At the minute, because we've got to raise the pot, we want to make sure that we don't have a spillage of molten zinc everywhere. So we're going to lower the temperatures about 350, wait for the surface of the zinc to chill off, so as that when we do start lifting it, if it does go one way or the other a little bit too far, we don't get splashed in molten zinc. So we'll go and just check to see how that's doing. Then we'll go and lift the pot. As you can see, the pot is hot because it's set at 419 degrees and nobody's turned it down yet. So I'm guessing there's some other issue about. And as soon as it's chilled off, we'll start lifting. It's going to take all four of us. Well, as you can see, that and that is how you raise the pot up. They look like they're just round steel blocks, but they're not. They've got cuts in them for a keyway in the bottom of the base, and they've got cuts in for pistons that go up to align everything, because when you lift the thing up, you've got to stop it moving this way, backwards and forwards, right and left. And these pull-up bars here go all the way through the furnace, so that you can pull it up and have your kidney put in, which isn't going in there at the minute, but it's always dreaded every time you raise it, because you just don't know if it's going to fall over. It shouldn't, because it's got lots of features in it to not fall over, but the biggest problem we've got is if we don't lift it square. As you can see here, this is a hydraulic line. The hydraulic line goes all the way So an elbow which goes back into where the hydraulic oil's kept, and all this extends up and down, which is fine, which is great, but there's no ball joint on it. This is all inline cylindrical components that are designed to extend like an arm, but if it tilts, if the head tilts left or right, there's no joint at the top here or at the bottom here anywhere that will allow it to move, just in case one side is raised quicker than the other. So you've got to make sure it goes up square, and that can be a bit of a problem raising it, but it's even worse when you've got to lower it, especially when you have no jacks. I mean, the 120, this machine, you can't see it here, but inside there, in that box there, right underneath, there's hydraulic jacks, and you've got on the control panel furnace height, increase, decrease. So this one, you only got to press a button, it'll go up and down. Whereas on the 180, because whoever bought this machine before we had it didn't need to raise it, we don't have the buttons. We don't have the buttons. So raising that pot can be a bit of a pain in the arse. And this is how this machine came to us, also delivered to the old owner without that feature. So we have to make do with it. And you can't retrofit any jacks to this. Not what we need, because the gap is about 60 to 80 mil when it's lowered, about 100 mil when it's lowered. And you've got to raise it 200 mil. And you can't get a jack that's 100 mil, so it's 100 mil in height to extend up to 200 mil. There's got to be some sort of telescopic thing. So realistically, what we need is some external jacks that can go underneath and like 4x4 jacks to get your car out the sand and dig it out. That's what we really need, with a bracket that can go around the furnace. So we have to do it a little bit dodgily. But now it's done that one job, it can be set there, left. We'll never have to lower it again until that jump turns up. Then we've got to figure it out, because lowering it's a bitch. A big bitch. Like there's a little bit of oil. It didn't go very square, and I'm wondering whether that joint got twisted in the lift. The only way we're going to tell is when we start running the machine. Do you reckon that joint's going to piss out? Do you reckon that joint will piss out? No.
No, I'm going for what they call.
See, if you look there, that's the keyway. There's the keyway for the blocks to sit in. That centerpiece, this piece, that is a dowel that goes into the base to keep everything straight and located in the right place. So when you lift it, the pot doesn't move around. It doesn't allow for sway to not happen. I mean, the front to back is okay, the side to side doesn't allow for any of that sort of stuff to stop it. Just make sure that when you do raise it, all the pot is in the correct place for when you pull it up. Obviously the blocks there that we've got are the exact heights all the way around, and they coincide with the location of the pull-up bars. I know I've already mentioned these before. The pull-up bars would go through the furnace. That there, that bar that was all the way through, and there's a location in the back of the platen there where those go into and screw into, and then you use the brass nuts to pull the furnace up and locate your kidney, and all that compresses together to make it seal so that you can push through that hole into the cavities, making your bits. After 530 shots, luckily, a little concern I had earlier of the oil leak is not major, which means it's always been there, or there's a small one that we can fix later on. So it went well. A big success. Great success! Didn't want to get copyrighted now. Channel's not big enough, don't do this. Don't do it. Please YouTube, don't do that. Right, I want to show you something interesting. And people have slagged these machines off in years gone by because they're old and they don't, no one can ever get them to run automatic. You fucking can't machine. It even says number 10B automatic die casting machine. So they can run automatic. Why they don't run automatic is just
It's a 16 buff in the dark of